Everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys at. It's your guy, Good Tyrol, C89 Tiger House. Today we have an August Vista on the 1st of May and the new alumni president for Command Secondary School, Ipaja, Lagos. So without ado, I will have Ife introduce our special guest. Ife, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Ifeda Bolawe C88. This is Naija Commandos for life. It's a pleasure today to be in your midst one more time, the 1st of May, 2022. I have my very good friend, my big brother. This guy whooped me into shape in command. He was my house captain. He was an epitome of neatness, of discipline. He was rugged though. He was the first person that actually whooped me with a wet towel. Yeah, whooped us into neatness. I remember those inspection mornings. We had to be sharp because of the certificate. So I would like to please welcome the incumbent president of CSSLOSA, Adeshegun Adefila. Welcome on board, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a nice pleasure having me on this program. My name is Shegun Adefila, C86 set. I was in flying horse as it has just said. I was the dump captain then when Samson Owolabi was our house captain. Yes, command was beautiful then. The discipline was there. The neatness was one of the things that was a priority. I think about 2, 3, 4 times I was the best, the neatest boy then, those days. And I made it a point of duty to put that to the junior ones, my school sons, then my colleagues and others. And I took that from my mother. My mother was the first resident nurse, Land Officer 1 then, before she was posted out. Yes, command is interesting. It's been a thing that I had passion for. I took time after we left school in 2000, 2001. We started to come up with this old student thing from my house, James Umago, and others.
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. We're gonna get to that point. Yeah, we go get there, please, if you don't mind. We're gonna lead up to that. So all right. So the first thing we want to do, this interview is in two parts. Okay. The first part is your experience and all that stuff with Comlag. Then the second part is your affiliation, your involvement with the alumni. Okay. Which I said that's why we're coming back to that, because you've played a big role in this alumni. People just think you're the president. They don't know your background, that you actually started this whole package back in the days. So we're going to get to that. But now, so this is the fun part. Give us a detailed narrative of your first day you were dropped off in command, your experiences.
Oh, wow. That's quite interesting. Very interesting. Fortunately for me, I came in with the 85 sets for the first interview. And the interview those days were 1 week interview. I think I lost that. I think myself, Aporido, and some other from my young's barrack. Then we came in for the interview. But like I said, I lost the first one. So I have to reappear in 1981. Then it was yes, it was also a 1 week thing where we have Senior Fatai, James Yemenem now, used to be James Ube, DSP, Adekoya, others were the people we see on the interview days. The interview then used to be 1 week. Right. Sport, medical, what like that. Yeah, we got the admission then. The first thing that was interesting was that we got there and we were asked that now that you're in command, we were handed over to each of the senior to move to the hostel. I think I first started Zambezi. Myself, Shegun Luyemo, Shegun Somala. We all Shegun like that. Mine was Shegun Adefila. We have Shegun Luyemo. I think Shegun Luyemo is also in I think it's in America. No, I think it's either in America or Canada. We all three of us that came together before the commander now said, you know what, you need to go into different houses. So I moved in then to Oshun House, now flying us out. Oluyemon and Somala when Zambesi. That's I think I can't remember. Zambesi's name was Dragon. Dragon. Yeah. So it was interesting, and of course, immediately you know what it is now. You have to start immediately and get water, get this one. We're giving what we need to do. We're put into classes. That's how it started. It was interesting at that first night because we were giving chicken, rice. It was, but by the time we got to the hostels, we realized that the game has changed entirely. So your senior is your senior, and that was how we started.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it was interesting. It was.
So, how will you define your just overall experience as a junior to a senior? I know I modeled you, no doubt. You actually taught me a lot as a junior in your house. So how will you see that transformation? What you have right now, being an accomplished elder statesman, from that boy that came in 1981, that flunked in 1980. How will you describe the transformation as a man?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. One of the greatest things was that the commandant, my mother also was posted to command. So by the time I got to command, my mother was in command. The funniest thing is that I could not, and I have to sneak to go to my mother's house. It was strictly prohibited. I can't go in there, just right in front of the house. To go inside, it was impossible. I have Captain Sambo, then as the AO, we have Lieutenant Salisu. We have the commandant there. Lawa was a very strict commandant.
Yeah, very strict.
What's his name now? Ajayi. We met Fekudo slightly. So Ajayi came in. Yeah, I was close to Ajayi also. But then when the commandant came in fully, when it became now more military, the discipline was perfect. Yeah, your senior was your senior. And that's one of the things that I keep saying. That in command, I don't know, I get worried now that we are losing the discipline. But then your senior was your senior. And it must be your senior. You understand? We don't compromise with that. Even after we were living, I think we had upper 4. Because by the time we went to Form 3 to Form 4, we have some of our mates who have to drop back. It was then we now have 5 arms instead of 4. We now have Emerald, Gold, Upper, Ruby, and I think I can't remember the last one that
Diamond.
came in.
Diamond came after.
Exactly, thank you. So I know that was it. So yeah, it was interesting. Despite the fact that my mother was in command, I couldn't go inside. I could not go visit my mother right there, except I have to go to see her in the clinic, and I don't even need to see her in the clinic, except I have issues to face at the clinic. So the discipline was perfect. And of course, you can remember it was a thing that would live like a family. And I remember they tell you whether your father is a general, is a brigadier, is a governor, you drop your rank by the gate. Once you move into command, we're all equal.
That's right.
We're all equal. So that makes it very interesting. We bonded together, and yeah, it was an experience that I can tell you today. I enjoyed, and brought me to where I am today. I remember then Senior Jomale, and I don't know whether you met Tony. My friend just talked about one of my stubborn friends too now. Shola, we call him Shola Kotanga, was in our house also. Right. Make the thing very interesting. There's this the year Dejumo also. I remember. Also. Yeah, I remember we used to imitate him to escape because we know he has a bad leg and he's the only one that has a bad leg. For us to escape, we imitate him and he'll be arrested to say, okay, no, it is for you that we saw. So things like that, it was quite interesting. But we have to put him in a lot of trouble at that time. I've been looking for him also. No, Mama was beautiful.
Now, I remember one of my own experience with you. I know in Flying Us House, one. I didn't remember having very wicked seniors in Flying Us, to be honest with you. It was one of these. They were just disciplined. Now, even with Shola Katanga, he never. He wasn't really wicked. He just had his ways. He wasn't like a wicked guy like that. You know.
To me, it was so. You know me, I'm going to your house.
Wait now, wait. You need to.
It's me that I used to dodge Tiger's house because of him those days.
Yeah, but I'm serious. But the neatness, especially that ground floor, that was where you were dormitory captain. Man, that neatness. We used to win awards on where you were the dormitory captain. I remember how your wet towel. I'll never forget, man. You whooped my beer with that wet towel. All right. So, Mr. Defila, I already know the answer to this question. You've been very involved in the alumni. Will you send your kids to command? Will you send them to command, your kids?
Yeah, of course, yes. In fact, I think one of my last one now is in Navy school. But I was just telling Oprima, that I would want him back to command.
Wow.
I was able to supervise commands. This jam setter thing for the joint and the what do you call it now? The jam matriculation. This jam what do you call it now? This
it's an egg or something. I don't know.
No. What do you call this jam thing now? They do the
NIN.
No. Well, the jam, what they do the computer thing for jam now, before the jam just came recently to this computer system thing that you do the exam now. Okay. I don't know what they call it now. But then I was privileged to supervise about 2, 3, 4 sets about 2, 3, 4 years back. Wow. Before the school had their own center. You understand? So I saw that the discipline was still there. Yeah, we was happy that this is, but when I keep telling those students that I finished in this school about 30 years ago, most of them were happy to meet me that I was coordinating this for them. You understand? So, like as I speak now, I have my last son in Navy school in the Ogbomoso. So, of course, I want my children, yes, of course. If I had the opportunity, then I would want them to go to command. Yes. And of course, I have all my cousins, my nephews, and command as we speak.
Wow. Cool.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So we will transition into the more business side of your interview. And this part is actually still in maybe sections.
Okay.
I will start from the beginning. So like many people don't know your involvement in the alumni history, the history of Comradery alumni. Can you tell us from the beginning how this alumni came about? Because I know you were one of the backbone to giving birth to this unit.
Yeah, thank you very much again, Mr. Olowe. Yeah, one of when I finished school, I think I served in Niger State. That was 90 something thereabouts. And by the time the 1999, when this issue of what do you call it now, the democracy was coming in, so I just called my friend Christopher Nomia. He was then in FCMB, Ife Dakpo. Now, no, Ife Olorun Ajayi. No, you are Ife Dakpo.
Yeah.
He's also in Blinders House.
They moved to Tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
I know him.
So, how you know him, Babi?
He was a senior in Tiger House, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So when I said, you know what? Why don't we just start this whole student thing? So Christopher now said, okay, yeah, we can do it. So we made the first publication in Guardian. That was 2000. That was 2000 precisely. Wow. That was 2000 thereabout. The first publication was in Guardian. So I went to Hans Barak, took permission from Hans Barak that I want to start using Hans Barak as our venue for this meeting. So the first publication in Guardian, in fact, I made it purposely to come out in the sports section of the Guardian. That's why I see youth take a look at those days. When you pick papers, what did the youth want to see is to go to the sports side. Who is winning, who is not winning. So I took advantage of that. So many people saw this advert and we started. We started gradually, the first meeting, the second one, but virtually every month I was making publication. So the number was increasing. At that point, when I said, okay, since we are having about 30, 40 of us now, why don't we just come up with an election and bring in people, our seniors precisely? They asked me then to be president, and I said, no, I can't be president over my seniors. No, we were trying to talk to the seniors, but most of them were not still too much. Then Amore took up the assignment and said, okay, all right, let's do the voting. That was 84. So we did the voting, and Amore was the president when I was the secretary. And of course, we have Omotosho, others. That's how we started. And we were able to organize the first 26th anniversary, or 26th or 25th anniversary of the command all together, which was done in hands by classmates in Marina. It was a big one where we have Ali Babas, our MC then. We brought all of us together, Uncle Ima, others. So that's how we started. Meanwhile, of course, like I said, it was 86. I brought the idea, you know what, they will come to my house normally then to sit, to discuss. But I said, okay, let's make this thing large. And that's how we started. And that's where we are today, by the grace of God.
Wow. See, I'm glad you have this forum, because many people have no idea.
Yeah. It's good to know the history, actually. Right. Yeah.
They just believe you're the current president, that you don't know what's been going on. I know, even as you've not been there, a part of the executive for years, you've been very involved, like even monitoring the jam process, even during the election. I know how you've been involved in motivating people. And I know even you came to the US in 2018 for a Kamala convention. I was there with you in Houston. I still have that picture though. I'll find it. All right. So we have a list of questions compiled from the alumni, some members, including myself and Goke. And we want to take a minute to let you address each one to the best of your ability. The first one is, as you transition into your new leadership, you're taking over this mantle from Taiwan Jishifini. How do you intend to communicate between the present day commandos and the past commandos?
Well, when you say present and past, I think they're still all together.
No, what I mean by this is what they mean. Let me explain it. I think they mean the students that are currently in school.
Okay.
The current students and the alumni. Okay. I believe that's what it means. Okay. Because there could be a disconnect, really, if we're not careful.
Yes, exactly. Now let us take you back also. After we left the school again, I need to go back to answer this question. We organized after Amuri left, and there was a little problem. Everybody just went away. Everything was down. So I just stepped down a bit. But I keep on getting in contact with Uncle Ima, and I keep on asking him to get me the list of graduating students. Then, and of course, when Amuri left, after a while, I think we came back again. Sino Alaba Oduniyi came in as the president. And even before, after Amuri, I think it was Sino Kevin Igokwe that came in. After a while also, it was not here and there. It went down again. Sino Alaba came in. Yeah, Sino Alaba Oduniyi was able to keep the team moving. Yes, I went contact. Yes, of course, requested me to join in and out. We're talking. And of course, the last one before Taiwo, Senior Olumidena Lala came in when we did our 40th anniversary.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the idea before Taiwo came in. What was the idea? The idea was this, the old student, we keep saying, like, I was the president of my set also, 86 set. I did that for also 4 years. I was able to bring them together. We were able to do a bylaw to organize ourselves. We're a very formidable welfare team where we take care of each and every one of us. And that's what I want to inculcate into this new school. Now, as we speak now, one of the things my manifesto is to see that we come together. The system has been polarized. This is the issue of Elgar and Shivini. There was a total issue that almost sent all of us apart. And I feel, why are we fighting? What are we talking about? These are things, the first thing we should look at where we are coming from. This is command. All of us talking today, we're talking because it is command. If not command, of course, we can meet on this truth, we can meet higher institution. But command make it very interesting for us because that's when we started from nowhere. Nobody knows that if your lover will be in America today talking to me, the man hosting me. These are things that made it happen. And one of the things I love myself for is that I remember when Bamiboye was, when MTN first came in, Bamiboye was one of the HR. And for every command student, that's once he check the CV and he see command student, he will call me. Adifila, I've seen one name here. What do I confirm? And I'll call uncle to confirm, okay, this is command. You can please go ahead and give them employment. So that went that way, and we're able to synergize on that, and we're moving forward. And of course, as we speak now, what we're trying to also do is now to form a proper database. The last ESCO, yeah, they did their best. There was an issue of the past website we're using with the one they have to come up with also. So we're having an issue. And of course, as an elder, as you said, I thought, you know what, let's come down, let's come together. Let's see. I met the Senior James Oyemene. He was the host of the last website. I met him, I discussed with him. I said, Oga, you see, this thing is for all of us. Now I'm the president. I want this thing back. They pay for this thing back. He has paid for the website. We are coming back now. We are trying to reorganize in such a way that we have a block system where everybody at a tip, you can get to contact everyone. Now, for the student there now, what we're trying to do is now we're having a fair very soon where we bring some of the students also to come and have mentorship. We want to see how we can start bringing them into the system. But I keep saying now that anybody who left school now in the last 5-6 years is just trying to pick balance. It's either in university, polytechnic, trying to put things together. So we now say, okay, well, those ones, we'll just start see how we can follow with them. But every subsequent set that is living, the ESCO now will pick the data, get the data, get across to them, monitor them in school. Because I remember the present PRO now, he was in school in Unilag when he was start coming in. So I also encourage them that, okay, you're in school doesn't mean you cannot come for meeting. If you have challenges in school, let's see what we can do for you. So those are the things we want to do to assist the present member of us now and those junior ones coming up now to bring them on board. And you know, the social media is very easy now, like we're talking to you ourselves now. We can do more on that to synergize and see how we can help them. And of course, those new, because of the unfortunate thing is that, yeah, I've been to the school, the discipline is still there. But of course, the one I did when I was with you, when we said, okay, you know what, you have to do this, you have to do that, that has changed a bit. You understand? We try to manage it well now with a lot of bullying, which we had those days, are not much acceptable now. But of course, we must be disciplined. That has been one of the other things we're trying to do. So I think we're doing well, but with new website, with the old website, we'll see how we can marry them together, increase our database, and see how we can get across to everybody, even with the young ones. Thank you.
If I want to say something to what he said. So in regards to the mentorship, I wanted to highlight something. So C89, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, they started this annual mentorship where they get, I think, SS1 to SS3. I wasn't there because I'm here, but they posted on our own group that they were doing. I think it's a very fantastic idea in regards to mentorship and career, showing career fit. It was kind of like a career stuff. So they brought professionals to come in there. For C89, we've been doing that. So that's something that I think if you speak to the C89 alumni, you know, the exos over there, that's something that can be expanded. Yeah, you can expand it. So the previous president, Bola, used to bring us. The new president is Shade. So I think if you bring that there are different sets, right, can also, you know, incorporate that right now. So C89 has been doing it consistently, but we can also have a rotational stuff, maybe every quarter or every 6 months, where you bring different sets from, say, I don't know, maybe let me see, up to maybe those who graduated 20 years ago, maybe up to 2004 or something, set that have already established to come and mentor these kids. I think showing that collaboration is something that is a good idea to do. So if you contact the C89 folks, they will tell you what they've done, and you can see some pictures and videos. I think they even posted it on the C89 page, and you can incorporate different sets and schedule them to have professionals come and talk to people. I think that's going to be a very good new initiative, actually.
All right. Okay, nice. All right, Mr. Ladifila.
Yes, sir.
So there's a new business fair coming up, right?
Yes.
There's a concern about the lack of awareness, even from those even in diaspora, because everybody have ties back home. In fact, we some of us actually sponsor people that can't make it to the fair.
Yes.
I mean, so they just maybe, I don't know, how do you intend to create more awareness taking advantage of what we have right now globally, the social media or different angles?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, like what the guest speaker is saying, I mean the host is saying now. Yeah, what I did was this. I was trying to do different is that we have what we call set rep. Set rep, the president of each set, representative, maybe two member, and of course into that set rep and the ESCO. This is where we pass all ESCO decision, pass to them, and they will send to their each set respectively. But what I've noticed when I came on board February is this: I discovered that there's so many things that just come on that set rep. Somebody greeting somebody who just got married, somebody making joke, where important messages are there. By the time you make joke, who are not there won't get this information.
Right.
So I've decided now to call another set to say, okay, now let me have a meeting with all the set rep. I had a forum separately for the set rep now. Somebody has asked that question in that forum. Now, what happens to the set rep? As a set rep is a constitutional representative for the school. Yeah. But I don't want us to have where we start having junks, having a lot of information that are not useful. That when information that are useful are coming in, you can't get those information because you are busy now. You want to go back there. There's so many things that you can't scroll back to get those information. But when I have the set rep now, you have this information double on the set rep and the president set, where they can also pass this information directly to their set. Like in my set 86, we have what we call the normal one we have. Then we have what we call announcement forum. So that you don't have junks there. It's just specifically for the information. So once you are opening that place, you are knowing that you are getting the information, not you are greeting a friend that is wife is just having a baby today, or you are greeting somebody that is married tomorrow, or when my child had marriage, or things like that. So you don't bombard the system. So those are the things we are doing. Now, we have done that already. We are doing, fortunately, we have a very good team. The vice president is the head of this fair. Normally, he takes care of the chairs, the committee. The flyers is on now. I've asked them to pass to each of the set rep and set president to take a look at it. And I also want to speak with the set rep to give me an idea, because it has to be inclusive. They need to tell me, okay, this is the way we are looking at it. If you want it that the other way, or you have something better, we want to see the IT among us who can assist us, who can help us to get this done properly. Of course, I'm a real estate. I don't have much about the IT team, but we have somebody who are expert on those areas who can help us to do that. And we're trying to go away from the normal way, which was police college. So we move now to Central, which is Surulere. We're using Teslim Stadium in Surulere, which is a bit central. You understand where that can give us, and we're trying to make it inclusive. Even those in diaspora, you have family, like you said, you can tell them, okay, you know what, meet these people, get the flyer. You can contact ABC, tell us what you want to do. Then we have one of our senior who also has an app for this thing we're trying to do. Also, we're trying to get across to him too, where he can also pass that. But basically, we're looking for those who have IT knowledge, those who know better than we do. Even at the set rep and whoever, even at other people, they can assist us to do this thing, and we can move forward. That's how we are at the moment.
Right. That's I know one thing the last administration used very effectively was Facebook. I personally have over 4,000 Commandos friends on Facebook. Okay. So anytime I get stuff from X-Command, Come Black, which is for the alumni, I always repost it on my personal page because I have a lot of commandos there. So, and I think the last episode had a lot to thousands and thousands of followers on Facebook. So that's one thing you guys could look into. It was very, very effective. All right. So, moving forward.
When we continue, yeah, like I will talk to you about that also and see how we can take advantage of what I just said. I will ask the vice president to make it close to you. We'll work on that also. Thank you.
All right. So we have this, and this has been a global problem, this particular question, and we don't have to discuss the whole details today. It's about the group. I know I happen to be the incumbent president of the North American chapter. Goke is one of our executive reps to the national body. But there's a confusion with people everywhere. They see different groups in the US. I know for sure that the North American chapter is the only recognized chapter in the history of our alumni, because what we've done is make sure we respect our constitution. That's why you're here today. We respect our leadership. We know they are an umbrella that we are under. We are nothing without the main body. That's what we extract from. So everything we do is in collaboration. You know what I'm saying? So how do you intend to diffuse this? I don't want to use toxic, but it's chaotic. People are asking me like, okay, which one are you? Which one is that? What's going on? And to the point that the things we've done on campus, our mission statement, the North American chapter, is to give back first to our alma mater. That's what we came together. That was our objective. Give back to school. And we've been doing that on an annual basis. We have annual projects. To the point that people think it's the other group that's doing it. So there's that much confusion. So how do you intend to diffuse this situation so that people can be on the same page?
Okay, yeah, that's a very good one. And I think this came up also during my manifesto night.
Yes, I know. I remember the campaign. Yeah.
You see, one of the things I keep asking myself, or I keep asking all of us, is that the basis of us is because we all came back from Command Secondary School in Baja. So whether America is quite big, yeah, if you're having 4 chapters there, and you are, of course, going by the Constitution, yeah, we are good to go. Exactly. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. 2, yes, I've had cause to speak with like I said, I was in Houston when this thing started in 2018. Yep. And of course, I told the organizer then that, yeah, it's a good thing that you are doing. And of course, I have seen it authoritatively also, that my set was the largest set in Houston in 2018, 86%.
Yeah, I remember.
So I mean, I remember I told you then that I don't see why you cannot come together as a family and say, okay, you know what, the follower, okay, you are over there. Oh, Osage, I'm over here. Okay, let's inter-exchange, or let's have where you can say, okay, oh, Osage, this is what you do. Oh, this is what I do. How do we collaborate? Because the main thing is Command Secondary School in Baja. That's our focus. Yeah. You understand? And of course, I took it up, and it was becoming too. I don't want to make it as if, yes, by Constitution, I must, and I repeat, must go by the Constitution. And by the Constitution, for what I've handed over, of course, North America is the only registered group as far as the Constitution is concerned. And I spoke to Sage. Sage, yeah, you have a group which my people are with you there. I don't have a problem. Let us know exactly what are your aims and objectives. What do you want to achieve? What have you done? What have you done for this old student? Can you tell me what you have done? What are your plans? How do you want to do it? In the last election, I saw the North American paying dues. And I know that, of course, some of you are also having different sets of you coming up. You understand? Right. Some ask me that, why should you even pay due? And I said, well, when I get in, I will take a look at it, because I felt that you are an 88. I don't know if you are paying to 88 and you're also paying due from North America. I felt that is double. Why don't you say, okay, What you have there is a thing for you to come together and say, okay, yeah, you want to, like you said, your motto is what you want to give back to school. So whatever you are doing, we expect that you are giving it back to school. Each set from your group there pays their due to their various sets.
Exactly.
You understand? Yeah, the Sage set also, like I said, Bisuga, so many of them, Bamiboye, so many of them are in my set that they pay due to my set. You understand? We don't have issue with it. But if you are saying what you are having there is for networking, is for you to come together, it's also not a problem. But the question I keep asking is, what have you done for the whole students? You understand? North America, we saw so much that you have done for the school. We saw what you did, the donation you did, you're fine. I don't know what other party has done or what they are planning to do. But however, we must make sure that we stay as a family. We must also make sure that we go by the constitution. We must also realize that all things that brought us together is command. It can never be polarized. And of course, whatever it is, the national body oversee all branches. Whether we have 100 branches, we must still come to the national body. If not so, we'll get to a stage where the whole place becomes useless. Like, of course, some of us can be as rich as Dangote, and one day will tell us that, you know what are they talking? You can leave it, I can do this thing. And before you know it, it becomes unorganized. And that's why I said, okay, each party, let's take a look at it. Yeah, I told Osage, why don't you just see what you want to do? Why don't you come into the national body so that we can liaise with you and see what you are doing and see what you want to do, or tell us what you want to do, or this is what you have even done. Let's see how we can marry things together. Or if somebody, like, why can't somebody open up in Canada also and say, okay, Canada is a bit towards that side. If you have Canada, I have Jide Adidamo. Jide Adidamo is in Canada. Pastor Kolambone is in Canada. Kemi Olaleye is in Canada. So many of them in Canada. If they also decide to come out, yeah, we welcome that also. Just tell us that, okay, you have so much in Canada. So it's easier for us to say, okay, you are going to Canada. Oh, I have Kemi Olaleye. Is the right. President of this Canadian. Okay, you understand? Things right. Like that. You go to Missouri, you go to the other part of you can go to Brazil and say, okay, well, I have a lot of command in Brazil. Like I was in South Africa last 2 weeks. I read the most interesting thing. The PRO called me and said, Dr. Ifeanyi Kalu is in South Africa. And I said, okay, she sent the number to me that I'm in South Africa. And I called the guy. The guy said he finished from University of Victoria. I also finished from University of Victoria. He's a doctor now. The funniest thing is that he's a very close friend of my son. My son also finished from University of Victoria. My son stays in South Africa. They know each other. He was surprised when I said that was my son. He couldn't believe it. Now, what stuff people like him say also, you know what? We have a lot of South African command people in South Africa. Okay, can we start a small chapter there also to say, okay, command secondary school, South African branch. You understand? Exactly. And see, if I have not known that the PRO is telling me that Ifeanyi Kalu is in South Africa, there's no way I'm like imagine is in South Africa. If I have not even known that we went to the same school in South Africa, I would not even know it was a senior of my son in South Africa. You understand? Anybody can go to Kenya and say, okay, we have so many command in Kenya. Let's come up also together. Let's see what we can do for the school. But the idea and the basic thing is that what can we do for ourselves? Now, there's no time I get to South Africa now. I will call Dr. Ifeanyi Kalu. I'm in South Africa. He will be pleased to come and meet me as the national president. He will tell me, oh, Oga, we have other commandos here. We can share problem. We can share idea. We can share technology. We can do a lot of things together. That's what I want my tenure and what I look for the old student. And above all things, we must be sincere. We must be fair. We must be seen to live above the ball. And we must see to respect the constitution that brought us all together. Thank you.
Yeah, very well said. So one thing I've said in Yoruba adage, Odo Tobag Bagbori is one Agbedi man. Yes. You never forget the sauce is gonna dry up. So we're all commandos. We have that regimented training. So discipline and structure and directives should not be a problem for a commando.
Yeah, of course.
They should follow directions. All right. So apart from the business fair coming up, in your first tenure, the first 2 years, what other activities do you have going on apart from the business fair that we're working on right now?
Yeah, well, what we're also looking at, we are meeting on the 18th of, 15th of this month for the first general meeting. You understand? And you will be, I'm very, very sure we'll have the largest turnout in the history of old students apart from the one we used to have before. I can tell you the number will be about 70 or more, which is very good large turnout. One of the things I want us to do is to see ourselves as family. I want to go to each set rep to see what are the problems each set are having. Someone was talking to me whether 86 sets, there's too much fight that they can't even produce a set president. This is not supposed to be. 86 sets, we are talking about 20-something years ago, we cannot come together. You're getting it? So the 2000 alone, we have
about 86 your set?
No, sorry. 96.
Oh, 96. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody was ready to yab you. They don't mind him.
No, I did not know. I was like 86 here.
96 minutes. So there are other people that I keep saying that there's, I mean, it's a privilege. The one thing we also need to take as the cardinal thing is that command brought us all together. In command, we were nothing. We're all wearing short knicker, that is whether it is torn or we manage it like this. But then this is where we are. So things we must come together. So I also now saying it's important for us to see that whatever we are doing, let's see what can we do for ourselves on each set basis. 1, 2, what can we do for the school? We're looking at insurance now for this meeting. We have invited our 3 insurance companies. Tell us what and what we can do. We can't be donating people for who have kidney problem today, liver problem tomorrow, and so many of us are dying because no medical assistance from Nigeria. Right. But if we have these things for each set basis, to say, okay, each set, okay, donate so much amount for your medical, and of course, whatever we have is easier to say, okay, the insurance company is taking over this thing, then whatever the school or whatever an individual has can do as a support. Not of us to say, I mean, I understand about 2-3 people died sometimes that last year, all because we could not get money. You who are over there are better off because you have medical care, but in Nigeria, I can tell you that if you have headache, if you are not very careful, headache can kill you in Nigeria. So these are the things we're trying to do on a national basis. We want to get an inclusive government. I want to run it in such a way that we are all involved. I want everybody to be a stakeholder to see that this thing is not for all. Yes, by the grace of God, some of us are very comfortable to say, okay, we're flying outside the country for America. You understand? But what we want less privilege. So when we have this insurance company, 3 of them tell us what and what you want to do. I'm discussing that with the set president, maybe or tomorrow or next tomorrow, and we'll now look at it and see what we can do. Then, of course, the school. What is when we are comfortable that we can talk about the school. So I said that now, of course, like let me give an answer. I think 80, I don't know whether 07. I don't know what is 07, I can't remember. So one of them called me and they said they want to do something in school. And by the time they got to school, we realized that Nigerian Army has given money for that project. You understand? So if we have not been talking to one ourselves now, he just put the money here. The commandant will only just take the money and put it in his pocket and it's gone. Of course, because the Nigerian Army, the medical corps has made provision for it already. So all we need to do is to check to see where lapses is. I think whether 2001 or 2 are doing borehole as we speak now. They are trying to repair the water system there. Yeah, they are on it now, things like that. But the RSF, in fact, the last football match we had, the first runner, the winner of the match was given about $500,000, and they were asked to spend that in school. Yeah, and I think they said now, okay, you know what, we have $500,000, let's add more money and see what we can do. So I told the set president, before you do anything, let us be sure that it's not what a soldier has paid for that you want to go and do. If you do
Exactly.
that, we're just wasting the money, we won't achieve anything. While we are doing that, how many of your set people are less privileged? Set up a committee, let's take a look at it and see where you can help. The important thing is that the better for all of us, the better that we can help the school. So those are the things the ESCO wants to do, a complete and inclusive government. Man Kaduna on that day also. So myself and Sino Imugu, we now say, okay, we now start, okay, give us your contact for the president of Command Kaduna. We'll look for the one at Ibadan. Abakaliki, like you said now,
Right.
maybe base. We're trying to see if we can get that. Then we cannot do inter-command match also in Lagos.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. Good.
Yes, about that.
So with from the outgoing ESCO, the Taiwo Ajishefuni's administration, what plans, what activity does she have that she ongoing that you plan to continue?
Yeah, of course, the trade fair was initiated by them. You understand? We had 2 consecutive one at the police college. We just thought, okay, let's move to Central. Right. That's what we're doing in Surulere. So it's a very lovely idea that we are following over. And of course, Ajishefuni started this football thing also, which is very interesting also. Yeah, we're following up with that. There's a lot of things they have on ground. They are trying to say, okay, you know what, we do. The only thing we are doing different is to say, okay, you know what, let's look inward to ourselves as commandos. Because somebody was asking me, okay, I have not eaten, you're asking me to come and do this. So our attempt to split each set to be a bit independent and comfortable. And of course, like I said, if you don't know where you are, what you do, how do we assist you?
Right.
We just said, you know what, let's get database for everybody. Whether you are poor, you are rich, let's get database. Let us, some of people are very private, they don't want to know what is happening. Yeah, so just talk to your set president, let him know. I mean, we have some privacy. You understand? Let him know what we need to do. Now, where we need to help the school is, okay, each set you say, okay, I'm 20 years, I'm 30 years, we have so much money to play with. Okay, fine. This is how much you have. Hold on to the money. Let us go to school. Let us find out the budget for that year. If the budget has covered ABC, you don't need to do that. If this is outstanding, we need to look at it and see what we can do. Those are the things we are working on. And like I said, I just really tried very well for the MRS, for the school. North America gave us, I understand they gave us the jersey, a lot of things. If you saw the entire sport was beautiful, the last one they did, things like that, you understand. As we speak to you now, I'm going to see the commandant is going by June or July. He's trying to do the gate now, beautifully the gate. Maybe I'll send the picture to you. If you see the gate to command now, it's beautiful now. It's coming.
I saw the picture. It was beautiful.
So these are the things we're trying to follow. But basically, we want to make sure that it's only when we are happy and we are not hungry that we can talk about command. So let each set president look at it and see what we can do to get ourselves standing. Then, of course, there's so many of us in the military, some of the political area. Like I told you, South Africa was a very good example for me. I never knew Dr. Ifeanyi Kalu was in South Africa. So I've told him now that, and I go there again next 2 months when I come back from America, tell me one who in command that in South Africa, can we come together? I come in there very regularly. My son is there, I live there. So we can also see how we can start a small chapter there to increase
awareness and camaraderie. Exactly. So and quickly, I want to clarify something about the deals. As a chapter, part of even being in the US, we're not just a chapter. We're registered as a non-profit with the government, with the federal government. So it's actually your donations, your givings can be tax deductible because we register as non-profit. So that means we can solicit donations from any entity because we have the paperwork to do that. But the deals, it was the 88 set that were the founding members of this chapter, they happened to be the first president. And we said, okay, we can't just have a chapter without people having financial commitment, you know what I'm saying? So, but one thing we realized, we're not going to take away from the national dues.
Yes.
So what we've done, the decision was, you pay your $100. It's from there we're gonna extract the $5,000. So you don't have to worry about paying the national dues. We're gonna take care of that as a chapter once you've paid the dues to us. We extract, and we've been doing that regularly, even with the Ajisha. We're about to do the one for this year because there's been a lot with the transition and everything. So we're about to send you guys actually a check for every paid member so far. And then we still play a class reps. I mean, asset reps. We still pay them the dues as well. For 88 cents, I think we pay $10,000. That's still individual. That has nothing to do with the $100 you give to the chapter. And so that's how.
Dollar is naira, not dollar.
Huh?
It's 100 now. It's 10,000 naira, not dollar, please.
Oh yeah. It's $10,000.
Where's the $10,000? You know what happens in Nigeria?
$10,000.
The economy has paid $10,000, and the president has not. We have not seen this $10,000.
Say, hey, cent for 88 cents. They give you $10,000.
Exactly. And they'll say, where's this money? It's naira, please.
Yeah, and she's actually coming on this show at some point. The current 88, she's somebody that's been very diligent with money, very trustworthy. Before she became president, she's somebody you can give your money, I can go with you. You don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, the welfare program has been going well as well.
You back on that? Yeah, I'm trying to see. There are people they've taken me up on that. That why should you be paying dues? And I said, well, I didn't know what was your understanding, but I was thinking the dues should go to, like, you are 88. The due should be for your set. Each set should pay due. Like the Osage, Comlag, what do you call it, worldwide now? All those in Comlag worldwide, they pay due. All my set pay due to my set.
Right.
You understand? So I expect each of you to pay due to your set, then forward to the national body. Now, what you're telling me now, of course, the tax rebate that you have now you cannot say, okay, well, you have so much that you cannot add to support the national body. Fine. Right. And of course, you can say, okay, you have so much also to say, okay, this and what you can do with that. And those are the things I will take up with Osage. If it's anything to go by that, Osage, if you are telling me that you have been getting some things for what you are doing as this Comlag worldwide, what have you given to the national body, or what have you given to the school? So we need to get that also clear. You understand? So of course, each set will now tell us, okay, from 86 sets, I have so many of them Bisuga, so many of them on that Comlag, Bameboye, but we don't pay a block to our set. You understand? From our set, we now send to the national body. So I want you also to your new ESCO coming up. Maybe you take a look at that again. That's okay. Instead does that, then of course whatever you have as what do you call it now? Maybe as to say, okay, well, you have $100 and you also care maybe another $10 to $20. You can give us a block to the national body as an assistant. We also appreciate it.
Right.
Whatever you want to do for the school is also appreciated. That's what
because actually the reason why we collect dues is for those projects, those annual projects.
Okay, good.
That's why, I mean, so all this sporting equipment that we ship to Nigeria, all this medical equipment that we bought for the MRO, the AC and all that, is from people that given dues, pay dues, and some donors, some people donate extra. And so that's the purpose. We don't use dues for parties. Our reunions, we levy each other, we buy tickets. Right now, I have a member that have given $400, another one has given $500 towards the reunion. Somebody wants to pay for the hall. Somebody just pay for the DJ. Somebody, and the 93 set in North America are paying for the whole food for the reunion.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we don't use dues to do parties. No, it's for command projects and member welfare. We have challenges here as well. People don't want to believe that we have challenges. So we gotta take care of our members as well. So those are not areas that we publicize for obvious reasons, right? So, and I think I've covered the basis of one. There's one more question though from me. I'm reading this question now because somebody sent it to me.
Okay.
Now it said, "Is there anything about our mission statement that stands out to you? And why?"
The what?
Is there anything about our mission statement, the Comlag mission statement, that stands out to you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, basically, the most important thing is, like I keep saying, is that one of the mission and motto, like I keep saying, is togetherness. Togetherness, we can win. And the important thing is that we must see ourselves as a big nuclear family. You understand? So what we need to do is, like you are speaking to me now, one of the things that's interesting, I keep saying also, is that anytime I enter the US, I can call you, I can come to stay in your house.
Easily.
Because it is command.
You
understand? Now, anytime I come into Maryland, I call Femi Otuyelu, I stay at Femi Otuyelu's house. Because it is command. So what we're saying is that you just made a very good point, that you also have challenges. And the challenges are things that, of course, despite the fact you are there, some are better than others.
Exactly.
And you can also say, all right, you know what? Oh, my brother, I need $1,000 here. Oh, I don't have so much. I have 500. You can take this to augment certain things. You understand? So the vision and the mission is that we must see ourselves as our brother's keeper. 1, 2, we must see ourselves as old days, that in them we were nothing, and this is where we are today.
Right.
We must also see ourselves as being helping hand to one another. One of my dreams is that I see a commando where we start ruling the nation, where we say, okay, the next minister, we're looking at it, we'll see that among the commandos who are more qualified, we'll push somebody for a minister. I spoke with one of my senior. He told me, he said, one of the things we should be looking at, where we see in Lagos State today, I becomes a special assistant to the governor of Lagos State. I should be able to see how many people are able to afford unemployment. I should be able to see what can I take or can I give to any of the commandos that will say, okay, you know what, for this contract, whatever your profit is, give the command back 10% to run the school. These are my dreams. I'm still going to see where we say, okay, why can't we say I have an opportunity in government to say we have a vast land where we say command secondary school, housing estate. Yeah, where we say, okay, let's get it. Let's start see whether we can start that little by little. We are not all equal. We can say, okay, command, this is command secondary school, Paja estate. Anybody can come in. You get a small plot, start doing gradually. You know that this is your family. Nobody's going to harass you. People can also assist you to move up. That's my dream. My dream is to see where command becomes a leading figure in Nigeria, and to maintain our glory. Command were just 4 before Abakaliki joined us. You understand? We should maintain the glory. And finally, by this year, we are 45. I'm seeing within that time to see what have you done to better our lives as old students. Thank you.
All right, I think I've covered all the questions. Okay, do you have any?
Yeah. I do have questions. So actually, to piggyback to what he said. So one of the things I like what you said earlier about having a roadmap to bring command together, but not just only Ikpaja. Definitely, we have a cluster. The first 4 commands started at the same time in 1977. And we also have our big brother, the NMS ex-boys. That one started in the late 50s. So definitely, because I have a lot of friends, we all went to command children's school together in Keja Cantonment. So a lot of people either went to Ikpaja, Ibadan, Kaduna, or Jos, or they went to NMS. So I still have a lot of friends from Kenya. So what are you doing to bring all of them together? Not just even that, also to communicate with Army Education in Hans Barak in regards to doing more for the school. The alumni has done a lot, especially in Ikpaja, at least I'll say for Ikpaja, right? And I'm sure other commands like Kaduna, I speak to people who went to Kaduna, they do a lot. If you come in numbers, not only do we come in numbers, but we have also people who are in the military from all these commands and NMS to be able to work together. Because the reason I keep saying, and I said this to Sino Taiwo when she was here, my younger brothers went to Air Force. They don't do much in regards to the alumni to the school. The Air Force spends a lot of money till that. I don't understand why the Army is not doing much. Because if the Air Force is spending to their schools and doing a lot to even bring it to the 21st century, why is the Army relying on alumni? And that's a complaint from a lot of people. You understand that they get irritated because we do too much, the Army will not do. So I think if we come in number, Command Ipada cannot do it alone. But looking at and I remember telling Taro this too, like looking at other schools, even private school, to upgrade, and she has done a fantastic job during her tenure, right? So we have to. One is the project she's done, which you are aligning going forward, meaning the business fair that they started, which is fantastic, but also in regards to your roadmap, in regards to bringing those four commands together at NMS to work as a network, because you do have people both in private sector, overseas, in the diaspora and stuff like that, to be able to network. So for example, in one of the things you said when we had that, I liked what you did earlier a month ago, the four different sets, having that football team, right? Football that you did, right? The match was fantastic. And you said something in one of the interviews there that you want to be able to bring other commands. I felt that was fantastic, because if you bring it's first of all, it's bragging rights. Our command beat your command, or and I want to bring NMS into so we can beat NMS, because NMS boys like to have maths too much. So I like having them. Yes, and if we go within ourselves first, then we now start we get the best, and we will now start competing and playing ball with Air Force and Navy. You understand? Bringing that military camaraderie of all the military schools together, because the connections you're saying are pushing people who have a regimental thing into offices, political offices in Nigeria. Maybe 10, 15 years from now, a roadmap is not something immediate, but supporting each other, because we do have the numbers from 77, from command and other schools, and NMS started in 54. So we do have the numbers to support each other. So what are you going to do? What's your roadmap in regards to strategy to, I think, starting with the football match, which you mentioned in that interview, I think is a good thing to start with. And because of you, I asked my friend who is an ex-boy to give me their national alumni name and phone number. So I'll pass that to you, so you can contact them so that we can play them. I really want us to beat NMS in football, so that I can help my friends. Yeah, understand. Yes. But it has to be said to say. But no, to collaborate, that collaboration is really important beyond the football.
Let me pick it one after the. Let me start with the. Let me answer the football last. Now, about you see, one of the things Taiwo did was to do so much for the school, like you said. But the mistake I noticed that I'm correcting now is that it is our welfare that is very paramount. I'll just give you an instance now where this 4-match thing, the winner got $500,000, and it was specifically requested they must spend the money in school. And they said, now, okay, you know what, let's put about 1 million to it. And they called me, and I said, don't do anything yet. Let me find out what is in the budget of Nigerian Army. By the time they got to school, they wanted to repair the RSM office. You understand? And I called Uncle, give me the list of the approved budget. My dear, it was discovered that the Nigerian Army has approved repair of the RSM office. You are getting me? So
yeah, people like to hear that.
If they have not got in contact with us, the man will put the money in his pocket and he will go away with it by next month. Now, what I'm trying to do now is that the Nigerian Army, once the budget is out, let us see what is the budget, because naturally, yes, they'll be doing it. But let me shock you. The old students are so eager and felt that I had some sets that are fighting themselves, that you not contribute money, the money you contribute is small, and I ask them that why must you belabor yourself to want to do something for school by force? First, set yourself. First, resolve problem within yourself. The military has budgets. let's follow the budget of the military. And where we now discover that out of this for that year, certain areas are not covered, then we can take a look at it. My own administration, I want to discourage where we do anything for the school, apart from the students who are our people also, because once you leave the school, you are automatically an whole student. So I'm looking at that, and I've told them that, and I've told Uncle, nobody, even when you have money like Dangote, she just come and go to the school and beat his chest that I have 110 million I want to spend. No, we will not take that. Let us do what we want to do. Let us see that soldier said, okay, you can imagine if they have not, if I've not asked them to stop, they will have gone ahead to drop money for the RSM office, and the money will stay in the commandant's pockets. Let me shock you. The current vice chairman of the PTA is an old student. He was telling me that it is the commandant and the PTA chairman that are signing check.
Wow.
And one of the things I'm trying to work against is I want to make sure that subsequent command the Paja should not be a dumping ground for retirees. So once they get there, I've had a case where the last some commandant asked to start breaking chairs to take it to their private schools.
Are you serious?
Yes.
From the thing that alumni swear to put, they are now stealing it from us.
That's what I'm telling you. So I'm not. That's why I'm saying that we need to look at it holistically. That any old student, that's what I'm saying. The set rep and this school, let us synergize together. Let me know what you want to do.
But I was going to say something. I think the reason why a lot of people who can afford to do it were doing that is they lost confidence in army education. They lost confidence.
But even when you do, sir, even when you do, don't forget there's usually budget, and all we need to do is just to monitor them. There's a budget. You understand? But you need to monitor them. Okay, the commandant now, I realize is going next month or upper month.
Oh, he's leaving. The current commandant.
It's on 2 years.
It's 3. No, it's not 3 years. It's supposed to be 3 years.
He's retiring by June or July.
Oh, he's retiring from the army?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You're getting it. So we need to now monitor. Those are the things we're not saying now, that we don't want you to just use command as dumping ground. Because what the man is doing is that whatever money he has, he needs to quickly spend the money. You're getting it. So if you are not online, you will think that they are helping us. Meanwhile, you as an old student, you are bringing money, they take the money from you, and the man is out with the money. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm doing, is that let's see the breakdown of the budget of army education. If they are not doing the military, we can monitor. So let us see what that is. And of course, like you are saying, people are not happy because they felt, well, like I said, some of us somebody who has not eaten, you're asking to donate money to go and be gift for the school. He will tell you what have I got to do for him.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm going back to say now that we must face ourselves. Each set must look inward. Let's get our people resolved. Let's talk about medical. Let's talk about war. Let's talk about welfare. Let them be satisfied. If somebody like McGregor today, McGregor was the PRO when I was the secretary. McGregor keeps saying that he makes all in his life, he made money from command people. And as he speaks now, he's hosting us, he's taking care of the food on the 15th of this month.
Right, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, he was here. He was on this show to speak to things, to what you said. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So these are the things I want us to do. Let's leave command first. Let's monitor them to see what is your budget. How have you spent the budget? What is outstanding? What can you not recover this year? What they will do? Then we'll now come back to the set rep and say, okay, oh, I'm 30 years. We have raised 10 million. Oh, we want to do this. Hold on first. Hold on to your 10 million. What have you done for your people? Are they comfortable? Insurance company, have you pay for them? Welfare, have you pay for them? Some of them cannot even feed. Some of them, like my set, 86, we have what we call endowment fund. Where we have a problem with somebody, we can go to that account and pick certain amount. Okay, we'll give loan in my set. That okay, you have problem, you have a job, or you don't have a job. Okay, take a loan of $500,000. Return it back within space of time. Or you cannot get accommodation. All right, we look for the big guys among us. Okay, raise 1 million. We do that. That is why we stay together. But somebody who is staying outside, who cannot eat, and you ask him to come for a meeting. Somebody who cannot even pay, will be afraid. The ego will start coming in. MD will come in. Shyness will say, okay, oh, I'm not up to my mate. I don't have a car. And I keep telling them these things should be secondary. Let's face ourselves, because we came back from where there was nothing. You're getting it. Be at it may, we are working on that. On the school march, on that day of that march, Command Kaduna was with us that day. So Senior Mugu got the number of Command Kaduna. You are going to give me NMS. I'll follow with Ibadan. I'll follow with the Jos. I'll follow with Abakaliki. We'll call for a meeting, Zoom meeting like this. All the president will meet, work out a day we can do such a thing like this. We'll start bonding. Once we are done, even with our choice, James Oyeminem, as we speak now, some of us, of course, the retired generals among us, we can still check and see how we can do things. So we get this thing. Football can bring us together. Not only football, we can do an inter-command thing with them. We tell the commandant, not because of the security, we say, okay, command, pick 15 of them, let them go to Command Kaduna. The hospital will pay for it. Let them see what happens there. Let them go on there. We used to have instead, say those days, you remember, you go to the schools.
Exactly.
So those are the things we can do.
And we can do that in a business sphere, invite other commands and NMS and even Navy and Air Force and networks where we can, do business together. Yeah.
Exactly. So those are the things we're looking at this new ESCO. And I keep saying that this ESCO is inclusive. We all must be on board. Tell me, Mr. President, you are not on the line. Oh, Mr. President, I think I have this idea. Mr. President, I think we are looking at it this way. That is when we can do it together. And that's when we can achieve together. And like I told you before you went up briefly, my dream, my desire is that I have an whole student that we're going to rule this nation. I have a no student that we're going to be influential. I have a no student that we can say, where do you finish from Command the Paja? You have had the 10 points already because you left Command the Paja. That's my dream. That's my goal. And that's what I'm driving at. Thank you.
This is very, very enlightening, because people need that vote of confidence. The accountability we've been looking for. Many people don't give right now because they just don't trust where the money is going.
Yes.
There's no accountability, no oversight. Like, okay.
No, but Taiwo's admin.
Wait. Like what we were saying about the commandant, about how the money is being can just disappear if you're not properly asking questions. So Taiwo did a lot to even inquire, and she shared some of her frustration with me. So this vote of confidence is a big one for people to give. And I know for us as North American chapter, we have no problem supporting the alumni in whatever you want to do, but there has to be trust. There has to be accountability. We don't say we're taking over from the army and doing what they should be doing. And the alumni just becomes the management of the school when it should be the army. So I appreciate your clarifying that. Many people are going to listen to this and probably what
I was trying to say is that the previous EXO, they showed accountability in regards to every project they did, they posted it. The issue was not with the EXO. The issue was with Army Education not doing more for the school. And even other commands, I know people that went to Ibadan, Kaduna, Jos, they complained. I found out even when I was talking to my friends who went to NMSs, their own money does not come from Army Education. It comes from Army headquarters because they are close to depot. So they don't have the same problems the command have, because they don't pay school fees in that school. You understand? So when they're in that school, they even get salary. So it's a different budget they actually get. So, but for command, it is unfortunate that I will have to give respect to Ipaja, because we do a lot more than the other commands do in regards to the giving back. We give more because the other commands do, but Ibadan was just a complete wreck. But I think when you come in numbers and all the alumni exos ask, okay, what's the budget for the year? Just like what you said, figure out, okay, what's going to be done in regards to priority. Then later, whatever addition that the alumni can do to supplement, they can do. I definitely agree. But if you come in number as a cluster, it helps a lot to do that. Like, for example, even the football thing, talking about bringing it, having a business fair, even rotating it around in different places, maybe because of its unsafe, but at least rotating it in regards to how you have police college where people come, because it's a bit more secure. You have maybe another secure place or a police place where people can come and do, because you get to network. You never know the opportunities that are there. Even Ife and I, we try to bring people from this platform there that we have, Naija Commandos for Life. It's strictly for anybody that went to military. If you went to a private school or federal government college, we don't invite you here. So we've had NMS come here a few times, about 3 different times. We've had Air Force military school, and we're still chasing Navy. It's so difficult to get Navy. I don't know why, but we've had other commands over there.
So that should be a problem.
We need the Navy people to come here. We're trying to get. In fact, when I went on their Instagram page, they were just acting weird. I was like, guys, you went to military school, come over. We are trying to interview you. But I know that the school is younger. It's not as old as our own and stuff like that. So we are trying to kind of talk to different people, get experiences, network. Because for us, it's the network, not just even at home, in the diaspora, right? Where we have a lot of people spread across in different parts. So yes, we know the command people, you understand, but having people that went to other military schools, we have that regimental experience. It's good to network, help each other, right? Even looking for a job, you might know someone who is in HR in a job where we have, and you post it, and you post it, they're looking like, who apply, those kind of things. You understand? Educate people in regards to different professions like IT, like medical, different kind of things, to be able to help each other and things like that. So I think it's really important, not just to limit it to Ipaja, but Ipaja is our home, but to expand it beyond Ipaja across the board, and even to Air Force and Navy, because I think we have a lot to learn from each other. We really have a lot to learn from each other and collaborate, because we have that regimental stuff. So it's important on that. So yeah, I thank you very much for bringing, also working with the PTA to bring our accountability to the army education, because that has been an issue and complaint from a lot of alumni, and we know that Taiwo definitely worked hard on that, but that has been a complaint from alumni that why are we doing it when the army has budget and they're just chopping money.
Yeah, you have to allow the army to do it. Exactly.
Yes, exactly. And one thing before you go, I know we've really taken your time today. One thing the last alumni did very well, was creating that structure, and you mentioned it. So in order to even avoid duplicating projects, there has to be a structure, which means anybody doing anything in Command Ipaja, we're talking about Command Ipaja right now, should go through the national HESCO.
Of course.
Yeah, that's it. That's just an hierarchy. We can't do anything without one coming to you first. Hey, this is what we try. So if there was a time, even Madam Taiwo will send us a list of stuff the alumni is trying to do. Then we will pick the list so that there are no duplicates. It was like, okay, any chapter will do this one, A, B, C, D, and then she will send another list and let them know that somebody's taking it. So that structure is very important, and I'm glad you being a very, very sound militant person in the first place. You're gonna take it to another level. So, Mr. Adifula, we thank you so much for your time. It's been very, very rewarding and enlightening. I've been looking forward to it. Okay, do you have anything to add before we wrap it up?
No, I just want to thank you very much for coming on our show to grace us with your presence and giving us your roadmap in regards to what you want to do within your tenure with your team. We are here to support you, all the alumni, and to make sure that, as you said, where when people know that you went to command, they respect, the school and the person. They do that already when people know I went to command. Anyway,
let me cut you in, please. We're looking at why is it not possible for us to have a national card for the old students.
The national what?
National ID card for the old students.
Card, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are things we're looking at. We're looking at that also. We're also looking at, is it not possible, like you said, that once you are command, that you must be given respect that you are from command the Paja.
But you know that if you do that, people will be trying to do fake ID. Naija. So you have to have. So you have to. I don't know how you're going to secure that thing, because if that thing becomes the pressure, you can see someone that went to one grammar school will be going like, go command, so I go command. So how are you going to secure that thing?
Well, what we're trying to do is that we're looking for the IT gurus among us who can have a template where these things can be done properly. The good thing is that Nigeria, we are putting things in place now better than before. You understand? Of course, like you can imagine the barcode of the COVID thing, it was like unimaginable, but it's working. You understand? That means after a while you can test to be sure that this is real. It's just like things we're looking at.
Well, yeah, but for that one, you have to have a national database from all the exos for the alumni who are alive, right? So
exactly.
Because it's important, because someone can steal someone that has died, maybe the younger brother or something else that didn't go to command, and he stole his older brother's information, like Lori now for Pali. So you don't want that kind of problem. Because someone might have died and they go and use his name, and like, that guy has died like 20 years ago. Why are they using his name to enter, and stuff like that? So no, but I'm serious. It's Nigeria we're talking about, so yes. So you have to.
We're getting there gradually.
I know,
we're getting there.
So you have to be very, very careful how you structure this. Like Bonner Boy said, we have that confidence. It's only if Nigerians it's only if they are lying to you. If they're trying to scam you, it's when they are lying. As Bonner Boy just said, it was funny. You understand? But it's true. You have to be very careful, because a lot of people want to claim they went there, and I'm proud of to be an alumni from Command Secondary School Ipaja, and I have a lot of friends that went to not just Command but other military schools. Even my younger brother went to Air Force, and also folks who went to NMS. So that bond is there between all of us, and I think it needs to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing, as you said in your interview, the matches between other command and NMS. You understand? So that I want to yab NMS boys that our soccer team is better.
Hey. I'm going to say, if we continue, we're going to be here forever. So
so thank you very much. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you come back again with your other exos together as a team and stuff.